Okay, you've come to this video because you saw the title of this, 5 Reasons Why You Will Fail as a Missionary, and wondering what in the world that is. Well, these are 5 reasons that I have that always come up to the top of anybody's list that I've ever seen. And the one reason on the list is your attitude. And that is very important in anything that we do in life, but it is really important for anything that we do in missions, because our attitude toward our host country, our attitude toward the people that we're working with, our attitude toward other missionaries, our attitude toward everything is so important. If our attitude stinks, then we have the possibility of any little thing that happens, then it's going to become a great big thing. Why do these people do this thing this way? Oh, this is not the way they do it back in my country. All of those kind of things that become great big things. And then if something really serious hits us, it becomes completely incapacitating to where we will leave our country of calling and come back to the States or go back to your home country, whatever that is. So that the attitude is so very important. A second reason that people leave the mission field, the second very important thing, is your marriage. And I'll just extend that to family in this. So your marriage and your family are put under a lot of pressure whenever we are in a different culture. Things are different. The cultural cues are different. We don't know what to do in different situations. All of those kind of things are so different. And the language is different. So we don't understand the road signs or anything. So all of those things are very different. So it puts more pressure on our marriage and on our family. The work that we're doing, may be very different. It may be very demanding. So again, that puts pressure on our marriage and on our family. So we must be sure that our marriage, our family relationships are good before we go. And now listen to this, if there are problems, or really I probably should say when there are problems, then we shouldn't hesitate to ask for some help in that. There is good help available. There's good counseling available. There may even be some good counseling available in the area of the world where you live, because there's centers scattered around the world with good people there. So we might be able to help you with that, refer you to some places that can help you in that, but don't neglect to ask for the help. Then a third thing that is very important, it is other missionaries. that is always, I think it's always within the top 3. Relationships with other missionaries, or bad relationships with other missionaries, is a reason that people return from the field and discontinue missionary service. Does that sound odd? Well, it might sound odd, but it's the truth. We've had a number of interns that have gone out from us here at Globe, and we've told them that, and they've sort of dismissed that, saying, nah, can't be. And then a year or so later come back and sitting in our office and saying, you told us this, didn't believe you then, I believe you now. Because again, those relationships of our co-workers, are tried in many different ways, because we're doing things in a different place. We're experimenting sometimes with different methods, different ways of doing things. There's a lot of opportunity for conflict in that. And if we don't have really good understanding of how do we solve conflict, how do we resolve those areas where we don't see eye to eye on things, and do that in a civil way, and do that in a way where we don't say, well, I quit, I'm taking my toys and going home. So that's a very important thing. Another major reason for people leaving the mission field is finances. And this is very crucial. If there is a lack of finances, then it puts strain on the family, it puts strain on the kids, it puts strain on everybody. It puts strain also on our co-workers, on our other team members that we are working with. So finances is very important, that we have our budget raised before we go wherever we're going to serve. And that just reemphasizes the importance of getting that done before we leave the United States or our home country, whatever that is, to go to our place of service. So finances is a very important thing. And then the last thing is our relationship to God. And really that could be the number 1 on the list, because our relationship to God is all important. And I think that all of us probably know that already. And yet it bears saying that we must guard that relationship to God. You may or may not know, but people involved in ministry, sometimes it's a temptation to, in all of the things that we are doing involved in ministry, then neglect our own spiritual health. So we must be sensitive to that. We must be aware of that and guard that time where we have, daily, regular time with God, in the Word, in prayer, and times of retreat when we get away where we can just wait on God and hear Him, and times of fasting and prayer, but times where we're really guarding our own spiritual health so that the ministry, our family, our marriage, all of that is really nurtured in a way that's the most healthy, and so that we can be the most successful for the longest period of time. With this, if you have more questions about missions, if you have more questions about, if you have more questions about this list and anything on here, then please don't hesitate to contact us. Information will be following on the website, on phone numbers that you can call, email addresses will be available for you to contact those of us that will be more than happy to walk with you on this journey.